Ridley Scott is one of the most unique directors working in Hollywood, starting his career as a director of television, being heavily inspired by Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey and the works of H.G. Wells, was given a chance to direct his first feature film, The Duelist, which was a major success, being nominated for the Palme d'Or at the 1977 Cannes Film Festival. From this spawned a career that gave us many of the most beloved movies of all time, including Alien, Blade Runner, and Gladiator, telling stories across multiple genres, science fictions, historical dramas, and crime thrillers. However, Scott's recent career has been a continuous series of ups and downs, with highly acclaimed returns to form, films that greatly disappointed many, and some of the most polarizing pictures of all time that are heavily disagreed upon. The fact that Scott is still making movies today, aged 87, and is scheduled to direct an adaptation of the Dog Stars and the Bee Gees biopic, in both shooting in 2025, is insane for me to think. Despite this, I hadn't really been looking forward to seeing Gladiator II at all. Sure, Scott's had an amazing career and has teased this film for years now, but a film like this just felt like it was set up for failure. I didn't even plan to see this film in a theatre, but boy am I glad to have changed my mind, and been proven wrong by Scott. Gladiator 2 is undoubtedly good. No, it is not Scott's best film, but yes, I was entertained. Let me explain. Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic and I love talking about movies with a grin, and it makes me really happy to say that I can talk about Gladiator 2 with a grin, as I really didn't think that this movie would be that good at all. Now, when you're making a film that is set in a place so different from our modern world, it is vital that you make this world feel as believable as possible and immerse the viewer in this world as much as you can. And I believe that Scott very successfully transports you to the ancient Rome that he establishes in this film. The costume and set designs feel very reminiscent of that era, and the use of a large number of extras to make this depiction of Rome feel lived in and convincing. The fights are often entertaining and are by far the best scenes in the movie. The sound design of the swords as they fight are immersive, and the choreography of the gladiator fights is amazing. The colour choices are highly effective. Oversaturated reds, browns, and yellows are smartly used in the scenes set in Rome, adding to their nature of feeling transformative. The scenes set in the past will use desaturated, muted visuals to help heighten the vagueness that our protagonist Lucius has towards his past. The music has been composed highly effectively and is used brilliantly in a few scenes, particularly that in the opening title sequence, which is a very creative visual display consisting of a series of moving paintings. Paul Mescal's performance as Lucius, the lead character, is one that I think is going fairly underappreciated. Paul Mescal is excellent, embodying a commanding and bold character, successfully delivering some fantastically written dialogue. The character of Lucius has a fantastic arc. You could empathise and care with his character, wanting him to achieve his goals and restore the Rome that was taken from him. And this movie also makes some really interesting comments about politics, which I really liked. Now, to talk about the scene that I absolutely love in this movie, my favourite scene in the whole movie, I'm gonna have to talk about spoilers. If you want to avoid spoilers, skip to the following time. There's a scene in the movie where Lucius fights Cassius, who surrenders, telling Lucius of his love for his parents. The Praetorian Guard orders Lucius to kill him, but Lucius refuses, so the guards kill Cassius, and Lucius delivers a fantastic monologue, criticising the ways of Rome. That is such a well-written scene. Now, is Gladiator 2 a perfect movie? Absolutely not. In the latter part of this movie, it's revealed that two characters are twins, and I don't think that they were really interesting characters that were really needed for the movie. You could write them out of the movie completely and just make Denzel Washington's character do some of the actions that they do, and this movie would be better for it. And it would be a bit better paced. That's another issue with this movie. It's pacing. The film moves a bit too slowly, and at a few points, I was getting disinterested, mainly in scenes in between gladiatorial conquests, wishing for them to cut back to those sequences. Other than that, there's just a few nitpicks that I have with this film. There's a character who's introduced as Lucius' wife, and I wish that we just got a little more time with her, as well as Lucius' friend, who just gets killed off. And it would have been nice to see these characters just in the movie a little longer, just so we could connect with Lucius just that little bit more. Also, the first gladiatorial conquest consists of the prisoners versus the monkeys, and the design given to the monkeys doesn't suit the tone of this movie, with the monkeys being given a cartoonish appearance when this movie is a very serious movie, so that just felt out of place. Now, I know a lot of people are already complaining as to how the movie is historically inaccurate, and they're ranting about how there's no way that sharks could be in the Colosseum. Yes, this never happened, but was this scene entertaining? Yes, absolutely! So I'll give it the pass. Although I mentioned that some of the politics I like, I do think that there are some boring elements of the politics that could have been shaved off that I didn't really think were necessary for this film. In conclusion, Gladiator 2 is flawed. Was I entertained? Absolutely. I'm gonna give Gladiator 2 a B+. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll keep me grinning, that's for sure.